Hello everyone and welcome to my presentation on MicroStrategy for Excel users. I'm Julia Selnik and I have the pleasure to show you how MicroStrategy for Office may empower your business users on Excel with information they can trust. So the plan for my part is following. I will start with some more general information like what the business motivation for the plugin is and what it supports, just to introduce all newcomers to our tool. And then I will move on to deployment and functionalities. I can't wait to share what new features we have released in 2021. And I prepared a demo video to show you how it all works. After that, I will have two fantastic guests. I invited our accounting director, whose team use Excel add-in to share his feedback. And what's more, we will have a pleasure to see the real production use case presented by one of our customers, Johnson Controls. On the last slide, I put some links that you might find useful in the future. Okay, so let's start. MicroStrategy for Office as a part of MicroStrategy Open Platform enables customers to import and analyze MicroStrategy data in Excel and keep it up to date with a click of a button. With our add-in, Excel experts can use their favorite self-service productivity and analysis tool, which is for them Excel, to tap into trusted enterprise data, blend data from multiple systems, and quickly build content. So the benefit here is that you actually use consistent definitions coming directly from your business intelligence system. So you can use Excel with confidence because that data is trusted and secure, being governed and managed by the underlying MicroStrategy system. Now let's move on to what is required and what you need to use our new add-in. As you can see, it works on both operating systems, Windows and Mac. But you can also access it from Office 365 in all major browsers like Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Edge, etc. It's also important to know that Excel add-in is available with MicroStrategy 2019 or later version. And to use it, you need Office 365 or Office 2016 or later version. If you meet these requirements, there is not much more to do, as our Excel add-in does not require any downloading or installation. It can be easily deployed to all users in the organization by administrator. So all you have to do when you open your worksheet is to go to the Insert tab and then to the Office add-ins and Manage by Administrator. Then you just select what you need and click on Add button. And here it is. It's located on the Home tab on its right side. Now you are ready to use it. So let's move on to useful functionalities. First of all, the add-in is used for import and refresh data, and it supports reports, datasets, and dossiers. Before importing, you are still able to filter your source object and to preview data before deciding to continue. Thereby, you see how your table looks like and you are sure what exactly will be imported if you proceed. There is also support for prompted reports. So you can apply them before import, but it is also possible to edit prompts later. So after clicking on Run, you are on the Prepare Data screen where you can select relevant attributes, metrics, and filters. But it is also possible to choose attribute forms and decide whether you prefer importing report with or without totals and subtotals. As for example, data analysts who want to perform further analysis in Excel's pivot table or other calculations, they need to remove subtotals and totals when importing report to MicroStrategy. So that's why it is possible for them. What is more, it's possible to manage imported datasets using the task pane on the right side. So here you can select objects that you want to and refresh them or delete them all with just one click. Okay, and now finally, I want to share with you all new functionalities that will be delivered with MicroStrategy 2021. I will quickly go through this list as I want to give you some more background and explanation. And after that, you will see that's all on demo. First of all, I want to start with the biggest innovation that we introduced for Excel add-in lately. Up to this point, users could import data from reports and datasets, but as dossiers are becoming an increasingly popular way to curate and share data across the enterprise, we also added integration with Dossier. Now, user can import and refresh selected dossier visualization as grid into Excel. So it can be used as datasets for your further calculations or pivot tables. And I would also underline here the possibility to import hyperlinks and compound grid. What is more, we have implemented many usability improvements. Starting with 11.3 GA, MicroStrategy for Office supports OIDC authentication. So logging in is still safety, but easy and fast at the same time. Next useful feature is notifying user that selected range is taken and allowing to import data to new sheet. It is actually a remedy to the issue often mentioned by internal users of the add-in and during many user testing sessions. As the process of selecting and filtering data before importing to Excel requires multiple clicks from the users. It is finding the data source, answering prompts, applying filters, etc. So when the selected cell or range was taken, then user used to get notified via error message and has to repeat sequence of the data selection and filtering from scratch. This could be extremely frustrating, so I believe it's a great change for everyone. Then another nice possibility is flexible labeling through Workstation. In really easy way, you are able to better represent your system naming and it can be more meaningful and therefore clear. We also added some changes on the prepared data screen. This is, for example, possibility to import attribute forms into separated columns or sort attributes and metrics on the prepare data screen. Moving on to the next column, which focus on speed and robustness. Definitely we have faster display of data sources now by caching object lists. What's more, we removed the blocking behavior and now you can continue your work with Excel worksheet while adding is still importing or refreshing data for you. Another great and time-saving feature is possibility to duplicate the object that you have already imported. We added a button which enables you to do it faster. You can see it here on the screenshot. And you can do it faster, easier, and with less clicks. It is also worth mentioning that you may also edit that before import if needed. Last but not least, features which provide users with easily accessible information. You can check filter conditions, prompts, attributes, or other metadata details in the Add Insight panel, or you can also check some of them during search for your source data to be sure that you import exactly what you want, what you need. All right, so it's high time I show you my demo for you to see how it really works. So I go to my Excel spreadsheet to continue my financial report, which already includes some data. I open add-in and want to access financial environment. As you can see here, there is a new option to log in with OIDC. To use this feature, we need to first configure OIDC authentication mode in our library. But I have it already here and I use my Microsoft account. As you can see here, I'm already logged in to my Microsoft account. As I'm logged in to the office, when I click on the button, I'm immediately logged in without providing any credentials. So it is much faster and I can proceed without disruptions. I go to my objects inside panel. I have already imported some data, but names are really similar and I can make a mistake. So there is a possibility to expand more details and check what filters were applied or prompts, what attributes and what metrics have been chosen. What's more, you can see the object's owner here or check location. So after that, you are able to change the name of your object to adjust to the information that you checked to reflect this information there. And I'm doing the same steps for the second object and adjusting the name. Okay, let's continue my reporting process. So I'm going to the income statement and I want to import some data. Here, when I click on Add Data, the add-in opens in my library view. I can always switch to environment, and here you can also immediately see objects that are certified. And what's more, you can scroll smoothly as this content is pre-cached for better user experience. In the top right, there is the filter button, and here you can choose the application that you want to choose and the type of the object that you are looking for. What's more, you can display only objects that are certified, or look for the object of the specific owner. Okay, for now, let's switch back to the library and choose the first dossier and click on Import. Here, in that view, I am able to navigate directly from dossier or to use a table of contents. I'm switching pages and choosing the visualization that I want, or I can also leverage bookmarks from my library. In this case, I choose this visualization and click on Import. And as you can see, the progress bar is loading, and my data is imported. I applied formatting and changed the name to reflect what I imported. What's more, we also added the duplicate button. So if you want to duplicate that object, let's click on that button, and you are able to choose what you want to do. You have an option to check active cell, and you can then choose it from the worksheet and import, or you can choose new sheet. I'm choosing the new sheet, and another thing is that there are two options: to import or to edit. If we want to import, it means that we will import the same visualization from the same dossier, so we'll get exactly the same thing. If we click on edit, then we can choose different visualization from the same dossier. So I will go with edit button. And here I want to, that's the visualization that I imported before, but I want income statement from different chapter. So I'm changing the chapters and choosing another visualization. Clicking on import. And as we can see, a new sheet has been created, and my data is imported to the new sheet. So again, applying name and applying formatting. And let's import some more data. Now I want to switch to the environment, and I'm looking for a financial statement. Choosing that and click on import. And actually, in this view, you can see that this dossier is not in my library, but I am able to do it from here. So I added that to my library, choosing the visualization. And one more thing that I could try to do is to apply filter. But actually, for this dossier, there is no data for the filter that I choose, so I can clear that and import what I wanted before. And actually, here we get informed that selected range is already taken, and we have two options. We are able to, we can decide to import the data to the new sheet, or to continue and to import to the same sheet. Or actually we can choose like different active cell just by selecting that from the worksheet. And this is a really useful feature, as I was mentioning that already before, as we are able to continue our import even though we made a mistake before and choose the wrong cell. Okay, so I'm changing the name again and applying formatting, and let's switch to another tab. As you could see, when I click on the object on the pane, the add-in takes me directly to the relevant tab. And in this tab, I have the table that was imported with the add-in, and this table is actually the pivot table made from this data here. So what I'm going to do is to show you the batch refreshing and deleting. Like in this case, it's batch refresh of objects. So let's focus on Q3, and as you can see, the grand total is almost 8,000. So now I'm choosing the objects that I want to refresh and click on the refresh button. Now you can see the progress bar and each object is successfully refreshed. There is one more thing that we have to do, is to refresh pivot table. And as you can see, the number is changed and is almost 9,000. So we have a fresh updated data. Okay, let's add more data, switch to the environment, and I want to import again financial statement, but now I want to show you how we leverage hyperlinks and how you can benefit from that. So as you could see, this dossier included links, and after importing that visualization, you get your clickable hyperlinks directly to your Excel worksheet. So here you can use it and switch directly to the websites without going to the web or something. So it makes your life actually easier and let you switch faster. Okay, so I hope that after that video, you have a better understanding of MicroStrategy for Office. So now I would like to ask our accounting director to share his feedback on our plugin, as his team already introduced the plugin to their financial reports. So let me introduce Richard Lee.
Thank you, Julia. Here at MicroStrategy Finance, we're always excited whenever there's any advancements made to the MicroStrategy Excel add-in. As finance users, all facets of finance, whether it be financial reporting, forecasting, financial analysis, you name it, we all love to use MicroStrategy, and at the same time, we all love to use Excel. The beauty of the MicroStrategy Excel add-in is that it gives Excel access to massive amounts of data from all of our source systems, which is just so incredibly useful. For me, I run my financial statements in Excel, and being able to go ahead and access my financial statements and have them prompted in different ways for periods, different periods, different companies, whatever you want. And then being able to generate them in mere seconds in Excel is just incredibly useful from a financial reporting perspective and analysis. But MicroStrategy gives us the ability to do that for all of our source systems, which is really great too. We've also created some Excel reporting files, which we use to perform critical complex calculations using the MicroStrategy add-in, Excel add-in. And this is also, of course, very, very useful when it comes to, performing analysis in Excel as well. MicroStrategy 2021 is bringing loads of new features, and I'm excited to see a lot of them. I like that you can now import dossiers. I find this incredibly useful, and with those dossier visualizations, including grids and compound grids, those are great. I also like the fact that you can now duplicate your report data sets, and for those users that have had the scenario where they need to have the same report data set but prompted in different ways in the same workbook or even Excel worksheet, now that can all be achieved through the MicroStrategy Excel add-in. And I also like this feature, which, if any users ever forgotten, like I have, what their data set was prompted for originally, now that information is accessible to you, so you never ever have to worry about not knowing what your data is prompted for. Okay. But it's great to see, and we love the fact that as MicroStrategy as a product just continues to evolve, we're seeing that MicroStrategy Excel add-in is evolving as well, which is also great to see. And then every year I look forward to all of the new features that we bring to our product, but also to this Excel add-in as well. It's really, really great, and it's gonna be used for years and years and years. So thank you for you and all of your efforts, and we can't wait to see what you have next in store for this. Thank you.
Thanks, Rich. It's so nice to hear that many good words about our tool, and I'm really, really happy that you find that useful. Okay, but let me move on, as I would like to introduce our next guest, Kishore Begur from Johnson Controls. Kishore agreed to present the production use case of our plugin. So I really can't wait to see it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Kishore from Johnson Controls. I work in Global Analytics Division as a solution delivery leader. To just give you the scale of our company, we are a $30 billion public listed company with a scale across multiple regions: North America, Europe, Middle East, Africa, Latin America, and Asia Pacific. We have a lot of complexities in our IT systems. We have over 100 plus ERPs and systems across the regions, and our goal is to simplify our field technicians' life of using the tool for their specific needs. Today, we are going to speak to the specific use case where we could leverage the power of MicroStrategy to simplify our field technician's life. Let me speak to the current project, CDO. CDO is Service Experience Digitize and Unify, a transformation project looking to enable unified call intake process, scheduling, and dispatch capability using a single cloud-based solution. As we unify, it is critical for us to enable a simple report for the technicians to see their timesheet data automatically. Because of the number of systems we currently have, it is important to have an easy to use tool for our technicians is none other than Excel. Yes, you heard me right. Why Excel in this day and age, you might ask. We did voice of customer and interviews and realized that the technicians will be better served by a simple Excel-based solution versus giving all sorts of complex solutions. Let's talk about the specific requirements here before going into the solution. We enable timesheets data for our technicians by getting the data from Oracle Service Cloud and Field Service Cloud applications into Excel. Most important aspect of the solution is to have no VPN capability. Means they need to be able to access the data without VPN. Avail Excel functionality, ability to have drop-down functionalities to select and add new activities if needed, calculate and show the total hours, show pivot-based information across multiple data sheets, ability to see their personal data and not any other's data, ability for the supervisors to see their data and their immediate employees' data for approval purposes. Supervisors have their own templates to see their employees' data. Background process will automatically retrieve from the cubes into multiple sheets in the background and will enable the technicians to see their data. Why MicroStrategy? We looked at multiple analytics tools we currently have, including Power BI, ClickView, Tableau, etc. None of them could come forward with the full functionality we needed as discussed before. Even if we could do half of what is needed, they could not come closer without breaking the bank or budget. Simple UI in MicroStrategy Excel add-in is so minimal training is needed for our users. Quick deployment with MicroStrategy cloud environment and easy to integrate from POC phase to testing and production phase is also critical. Robust security in the cloud is one of our key requirements. Minimal intervention from the technicians for manual inputs. Majority of the data flows through in automated manner. And that's also critical for us as the data needs to flow through automatically versus people have to manually enter the data. Single sign-on using Azure Identity Management, authentication, usage of security filter functionality to see their own employees' data. Let's talk about the process flow. Technicians no longer need to keep track of hours manually. It is automatically available for them to see. Managers no longer required to look at the hours line by line for each employee. Systems would populate and they would need to just focus on any exceptions entered, etc. Payroll teams will continue with their audits, etc. before technicians are paid. Let's talk about the high-level solution architecture here. On the left-hand side, you can see multiple source systems which will be integrated into Azure-based data lake solution. Data is then consumed by MicroStrategy Cloud, which seamlessly works together using the Azure Active Directory authentication process. End users will be seeing the data in Excel online through Office 365 or desktop versions. Let's see a quick demo so we can understand how it works. As you can see, the day in life of a technician is to just go in and go to office.com. And this is where we already have an Office 365 licenses enabled for the users. So they should be able to just come in here and click on Excel, and they will be having this templates already pre-populated for their data and available for them to just click and see. As you can see, a lot of the data that we are talking about, we have a template that we have created. And of course, this is a dummy data for the demo purposes. They can see their employee information, the location that they are working on, and also what week they are seeing this data. and they can actually come here, select the dropdown and see the specific date or week that they would like to see the data for. They can see the different details like activity, customer names, what projects or service requests that they are lying to work and things like that. I talked about the functionalities that are available. So this is one of the functionalities for dropdown that we have enabled. All of this data set is also coming from the backend and is automatically pulled into our MicroStrategy cube. And that's how it's been seen here. And all of this data is hidden inside the sheet. People don't see those things, but they are all coming from the same sheet, and they have a drop-down capability that they can select and see how each of those work codes can be shown and things like that. So that data is all there. You can see that there is a total hours column here, which will automatically calculate based on the data. And if they come here and insert new line, all of that can be also added and shown. And once the data is completed, they can actually come here and see pivot functionality, where they can actually see if there is a week, over the week, how many normal hours are there, how much overtime is there, how much double time is there, how much vacation, holiday time, planned time off, etc. are there. And if there are any expenses on this. So all of that stuff can be seen using a simple interface here for the users to come in and work towards. How do they log in? They have automatically an icon here for them to click, and then they can come here and work on enabling and logging in that sheet automatically. As they log in, based on their login, this cube report will automatically be populated, and all they need to do is to just come here and then say refresh. Once they refresh, the data will automatically be pulled in, and whatever appropriate data that they have within their systems will be shown here, and then that will be shown in the sheet that is coming in here. And that's how this will be very seamless and easy for people to work, and that's how they can get these things completed. And I was talking about some of the other options and things like that that I was selling, that there are multiple sheets here. See the refresh completed, although I have selected like more than 6 months worth of data for that specific employee, but all of that data is coming in here. We have a dynamic list, all of this data for different work codes, activity, problem codes, labor billing codes, all the standards and the drop-down information that you see will also be coming in here. For example, what does this mean? What does this product type values are, how it is coming through, all of that stuff is very seamless. And the other good thing about this drop-down functionality is people don't make any mistakes. They can come here and then directly select using the drop-down versus trying to type stuff and cause issues. Even if somebody tries to type stuff, it will not let them enter that, because they will only allow people to select from the drop-down functionality. So this is the simple example of a specific employee data we talked about. In the interest of time, let me just walk you through the supervisor as well. Again, the ability to basically integrate MicroStrategy Excel through so previously we looked at Excel Online, which is coming from Office 365. Now that is also available in this desktop version here, the exactly same functionality. Now for the supervisor, they can come in and select their week, and they can see their employees' data for each day and the total hours, vacation, holiday, PTO, and all that stuff, right? So any overtime and things like that. So they can see their data, and then they can approve based on these things and send it to their payrolls. I hope this session was useful for you. If you have any questions, please let us know. I hope you have a wonderful day and have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Kishore. I need to admit that it sounds really great. So thanks for joining my presentation and for sharing all of this great content with us. Okay, that would be all that I prepared for today. But if you would be interested in finding more information about MicroStrategy for Office, you can always visit our website, where you can find information like instructions, advices, troubleshooting, etc. So, for example, you may find step-by-step video for add-in deployment. So I'm sure that it will be even easier to start. And what's more, you can also find there interesting videos regarding some workarounds or different ideas. For example, there is a video regarding injecting trusted data into PowerPoint using our Excel add-in. So that's all. Thanks for joining, and I hope to see you soon.